What's up, you guys? Rubitwatu here, and I have another video. So I haven't posted a video in, I'd say, about 3 months, 4 months. I basically quit Hearthstone. I found the game to be extremely boring. It's very repetitive, and I'm a budget player, so I don't actually spend money on the game. Nor do I want to grind out the time it would take to get all the cards, especially with Old Gods coming out, and I still haven't bought League of Explorers, yada yada yada. And I'm one who likes to play around and mess with specific decks and create them. Notice from my Could the Card Get Buffed videos that I love, what should I say, just tinkering around with different cards and how a deck will work. So today, now, while I don't play the game, I still keep up with competitive events. Not as much as I used to. I have a lot going on. I have work, I have college, I have college work outside of school. I try to watch every. I'm big into competitive League. I watch every NA game and every EU game, and I try to watch as many Korea games as I can, which is a lot of time. And then there's Hearthstone. And while I do try and watch as much Hearthstone as I can, I do enjoy watching competitive CS:GO and all that, especially with like any Smash tournaments and all that going on. Hearthstone's probably like the bottom of my list between that and CS:GO. But I still keep up with it, and I don't watch VODs. I try to watch it live, but sometimes I just don't get around to it. But as you can see, I actually kind of quit the game when Blizzard announced the standard format. Now I'm one who comes from a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, which never had a rotating format. Which is, if you quit around when I quit, standard format is there's a standard and then there's a wild format where there's a rotation-based list of cards that you can use, where Goblins versus Gnomes and Naxxramas have both been removed from those that you can play in competitive and on ladder in Hearthstone. So, and then when they introduce a new card set, I think it's you get 2 years of a set, and then it gets dropped from the list. So we have Blackrock Mountain will be the next one that will be taken out. I don't know when, but soon. So, with standard format coming in, Blizzard also chose to nerf a lot of cards from Druid and Hunter, and then I believe a couple of neutral cards, but mostly Druid and Hunter. So what this video is going to be about today is how bad. I mean, I don't want to say how bad, but how much the introduction of standard format and rotation-based lists has hurt Hunter. Now, since I'm from Yu-Gi-Oh, what I would have liked to see is I wanted to make a huge video about standard format, because I don't think it's the right approach. People who play Magic might disagree otherwise, but I'm used to just a regular ban list where, let's say, a card like Sludge Belcher or Mad Scientist were completely broken, right? Which they were. They were broken cards. You got so much value out of Sludge Belcher, and because of the extra 1/2 taunt. While it wasn't as good as something like a Fang Creeper, stat-wise, you kill it, and then you have another taunt to deal with. A card like Mad Scientist, it was probably, quoted from Reynad, probably one of the best cards in the game. You play in a Hunter, you play in a Mage, and you get a free secret. So you get an extra 2 mana, you get an extra 5 mana, or 3 mana, plus you get a card out of your deck. And secrets in the deck aren't too great. Which is why Secret Paladin was so fucking good, because you had cards like Avenge, you got 5 cards out of your deck, and that was kind of insane. But with the introduction of standard format and these card nerfs, Hunter kind of just got fucked right in the ass. Now, some people may be saying, but Rubitwa, Priest is utter garbage, and I agree, I think Priest is pretty fucking bad. But also, Priest has some of the best removal in the game. It's very reactive, so we'll always have a place in the meta whether control comes back, because meta's always changing, right? A control Priest deck will always beat a lot of other control matchups because of cards like Holy Nova, you have Alkanai Circle, you have Entomb from League of Explorers. Now, maybe once Entomb goes away, because of this rotation-based format, Priest might drop down again, but as for now, it's still really good against control matchups. But Hunter, on the other hand, I think it's I think it's pretty bad. You had all these different nerfs to different cards, plus you had these old gods cards coming in that weren't too great, and then you had with these nerfs, you're being forced to use different cards that aren't as effective. And I did just watch the most recent Season Cup 5, where Life Coach took the victory, and Hunter was one of his main decks, and I will be taking a review of that deck. I'll be making a review of that deck at the end of this video about what I think of it. It's just to try to prove my point about why I don't think Hunter's that great. So I just want to start off with what is the main objective of Hunter. Now, because of the steady shot hero power, Hunter just you can't play a control game. Decks like classes like Mage, Druid, Rogue, cards that have the ability to basically any other class aside from Shaman. You have, I believe, or maybe you could say Paladin as well, because it doesn't immediately impact the board. All those other classes, they have a way to play a control game, right? Meaning, or through their hero power. Their hero power is basically telling them what the class can do. Mage hero power can deal 1 damage per turn. It can eliminate a small minion, such as the Paladin hero power. So those two kind of contradict each other. If there's a damaged minion, Priest can heal back up and then make an advantageous trade. Druid can use cards like Savage Combatant and increase his hero power, or use cards like the 3 mana and gain 4 attack or 8 armor, and use that, or just attack a minion, gain an armor, attack their face. But you're doing something. Hunter, you put your opponent on its 15 turn clock of dealing 2 damage per turn. Now, that's disregarding if your opponent is a priest or a warrior, because they're gaining 2 health effectively per turn. So every class you're putting on a 15 turn clock, but you're not affecting the board state. You're just dealing 2 damage to the hero. Now, Mage can deal 1 damage to the hero, but you can also target minions. You can trigger in ranges. You can set up clears for Flame Strike or Blizzard if you're playing Freeze Mage. My Hunter, his whole theory, or his whole point of being in the game is to play a fast game. You're trying to play. Oh, Warlock as well. I forgot Warlock is one of those classes that kind of can't play a control game or through their hero power. But you're gaining an extra card per turn, so Warlock's pretty fucking good. But Hunter, on the other hand, its hero power is to play a fast game where you're dealing damage to the face, so you have time to you're knocking that clock down every time you're dealing damage. Aside from your hero power, you're knocking that clock down to 10 turns, 5 turns your opponent has left, and then you have burst through kill commands, you have quick shots, you have or you used to have leopard domes, and then charge minions. So that was the whole point of Hunter, and with nerfs to the different cards from the basic set or the classic set, Blizzard kind of took that away. And you're trying to force people to play a mid-range Hunter deck that is less effective than the old Hunter deck that had Goblins vs. Gnomes cards and Naxxramas cards. So I just want to go through some of the cards that that were taken away from us. So first off, for Naxxramas, we lost Haunted Creeper, Sludge Belcher, Mad Scientist, and Web Spinner. 3 of the 4 were mostly played in every Hunter deck: Haunted Creeper, Belcher, and Scientist. Because I think you played one Belcher in like a Face Hunter type variant, but it was definitely played in. You played 2 in your mid range, and then Web Spinner was played in somewhat Face oriented styles. You could play 1 or 2, and then you didn't play any in mid range. But all these cards, Haunted Creeper gave you effective board state when it was killed. You got these extra 2/1/1s that you could work with Glazuka, which would be a card we're going to get to next, and increase the attack and just hit more damage to the face. Mad Scientist took a card out of your deck and it increased your chance to draw Burst. Web Spinner gave you an extra beast if you drew a charge, like King Crush. You could draw a Tundra Rhino. You could draw a Starving Buzzard to increase card draw. But yeah, these cards were just super fucking good, and they made Hunter the deck it was. On the GVG, we had cards like Glazuka and Piloted Shredder. Piloted Shredder was so good in your mid range because Hunter didn't necessarily have an effective card draw mechanism after Buzzard. Starving Buzzard Unleash the Hounds combo was nerfed into an 8 mana combo. you didn't effectively have any ways to draw cards. You were relying on these sticky minions like that had death rattles, like Haunted Creeper, Paladin Shredder. You might have played one Sky Golem, Paladin Sky Golem if you really felt like it, and then Sludge Belcher being the card it was, Savannah Highmane, all these other cards. And, you know, because since you didn't have any cards, well, you needed these sticky minions, because your opponent was drawing cards, they were controlling your board, they had board clears, so you needed to get that damage to the face as quickly as possible before they could heal, they could build up a board state, they could build up a hand state. But, yeah, these cards were so integral to how Hunter played, through from a face perspective and a mid-range perspective, and Blizzard kind of just took that all away through standard and wild formats, or the rotation-based format. Now in Yu-Gi-Oh, what would have just happened is they would have just banned Mad Scientist. They would have they might have banned Sludge Belcher, and they might have put Paladin Shredder to 1 limited it, because Yu-Gi-Oh you play 3 of a certain card. I'm thinking Hearthstone terms where you can only play 1. Or you can only play 2, so just limit it and then ban it. So now we really get to the cards that got nerfed because of this switching from regular format to standard format, blah blah blah. So Hunter's Mark, we're going to talk about 5 cards: Hunter's Mark, Knife Juggler, Leper Gnome, Arcane Golem, and Iron Beak Owl. These were all cards that were played in a faced Hunter deck because it helped deal damage to the opponent's face and get them down, put them on that clock. Hunter's Mark got increased to 1 mana. So now you can't effectively clear a board with, you can't spend mana efficiently anymore because Hunter's Mark is now increased by mana. It used to be just a fail-safe card, kind of like an Execute. Execute, it does cost a mana, but you had you have ways to trigger that through later means like an unstable ghoul on the field or Deathbite proc, which is already out, so you're not actually losing any mana because of that. The only other card would be Whirlwind. But, I mean, Warrior had Grim Patron and all that shit, so we're not going to talk about that. Knife Juggler got decreased from 3 to 2 mana. I mean, 3 to 2 attack, which I thought was a fine change. You could keep it like that. And Hunter would still be fine if you kept all these other changes. Because, I mean, Knife Juggler 3 attack, while having that really fucking good passive ability where you summon a minion and deal damage to a random enemy, is pretty fucking good. Because RNG can really be with your side and change board state drastically. Leper Gnome is... I don't even know why. Leper Gnome is 2 attack to 1 attack. And I think that is just an awful change. 1 mana minions, you don't get too much from them. 2-1, good stats, right? Or, they're actually kind of shit stats because you can then hero power it the next turn and it'll be dead. So losing that extra damage, it puts it on par with the card we're going to look at later, which is Fiery Bat, which came out in Old Gods, and which just makes Fiery Bat 10 times better because of the Beast tag. But Leper Gnome should have stayed where it was, and because you're keeping that opponent on the clock. The only deck that actually played Leper Gnome was Hunter, and then super fucking aggro like Warrior, or maybe some rogue decks played it back before Old Gods came out, because they got certain buffs when that new set came out. Arcane Golem was one of the main finishers of the Face Hunter deck, and now just no charge. 3 mana 4/4, no charge if you're opponent the Mana Crystal, which is on par or worse than Dancing Swords. And the last one we're talking about is Iron Beak Owl. I'm fine with this change, but just wanted to talk about it. 2 to 3 mana, pretty. I think it's 3 mana. I completely forget, just because I haven't opened the Hearthstone in a while. Fuck. Yeah, 2 to 3. That's not too bad of a change, but it helped. Sometimes when you were a Hunter, if you had 5 mana and you had a kill command in your hand and you need to draw a beast, you could just Iron Beak Owl and then deal 5 damage. So you're losing that extra mana efficiency from just losing a mana out of that. So Hunter, prior to Old Gods, just got wrecked. Let's say Standard format came out and they took away Nextremis and Goblins vs. Gnomes. They didn't bring out a new set. Hunter just falls flat on his face because you lose all of your mid-range cards except Savannah Highmane, and you're losing all your face cards, and you're getting all your face cards nerfed, and it sucks. But then Old Gods came out, and Hunter, it well, I could say it's bad. It's only bad because every other class is just so much better. Old Gods gave them so many good cards. Shaman got like a 4 mana 7/7, 0 mana 5/5 taunt. Mage got a card that summons a 3 mana card. Mage got really good cards. Like every class aside from Hunter and like Priest got really good cards in Old Gods. But we'll go, and so basically what you're forced to do is you're forced to, if you want Hunter to work, you need to make this, since Face doesn't happen anymore, and you can't make a control deck because of your Hunter hero power, you're forced to go with a mid-range style, which is what people like Life Coach and the people in G2 did when they were making their deck. Now, I don't think the deck's good, but it works. So the Old God cards that you're using now is using Fiery Bat, which is your new Leper Gnome. It's dealing 1 less damage because it's random. So I guess you could say it's technically worse than Leper Gnome. Yeah, I'm not too sure. And then you got probably the best card in the game that Hunter has now is Call of the Wild. And Call of the Wild isn't even that great of a card, right? It summons the 3 Animal Companions. There's no RNG to it. 8 mana. So you're gonna play on 8 mana and you're gonna have 5 damage. That's all you get. 8 mana, deal 5 damage. 8 mana, deal 5 damage to a minion, summon 2 guys. Or 8 mana, summon 3 guys, deal 5 damage to the face. And then your opponent just board clears. Now the card is really good on an empty board state. It's really bad when you're behind. And it's when you're ahead. And then, because of all these nerfs, Hunter is now forced to use certain cards instead. I tried to make Control Hunter work a while ago when they had Steam Wheel Sniper, which I made a Could This Card Be Buffed or Nerfed post about, and it didn't work. You use Wild Pyromancer with Hunter's Work, which you can't use now anymore anyway. So now I'm trying to use King's Elk, Carrion Grub, Deadly Shot, and Desert Camel. Desert Camel is a phenomenal card now because of all these 1 mana. You got Fiery Bat, and people are playing Injured Cavaldier, 2/4, deal damage to yourself on a Battle Cry. And since it's coming out via Desert Camel, it's pretty good. Deadly Shot is an REG related card, 3 mana, heavy removal, but it shouldn't have to be played in the mid-range Hunter deck. It was never played because you had these sticky minions, and it forces Hunter to play reactively. Carrying Grow's pretty good. 2 mana, 3 mana, 2/5 Beast. It's just a vanilla. And then King's Elk I don't like because if you're playing mid-range, your highest cost minion is a 6 mana Savannah Highmane. So if you're playing against a control match, that sucks. If you're playing against an aggro game, it's okay. King's Elk, it's a fine card, but you know, just Old Hunter used to be 10 times better. That's the main point of this video. In 18 minutes, this video is just about how bad new Hunter is compared to Old Hunter. And then I'm just gonna let you guys look at Life Coach's Camel Hunter deck that was originally created by Jackie Chan, I think. J4 Key Chan. It plays the Injured Cavaldier. It plays like with Old Gods coming out, you really lost a lot of 2-drops, and you're forced to play cards like Stranglethorn Tiger, which some mid-range decks did play one of back in Naxxramas. Whole point of the video. Old Hunter is fucking garbage. I mean, New Hunter is fucking garbage, and Old Hunter is really good. I don't know. But anyway, I'm Ruth 2. If you want to come to the stream, I play some games sometime. I stream every Thursday, Friday. You know, come check it out. Alright, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you. I know this is a long video. I just wanted to talk about how bad I think Hunter is. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button, and Ruth 2 out.